अरे
बोलो सर।
बैठो बैठो, यहीं पे बैठो और इस तरफ देखो नहीं, मैं कुछ करने वाला हूँ तो वहीं पे ठहरो।
That is the master blaster, Sachin Tendulkar, making the day of a specially able cricketer in Jammu and Kashmir. It's not quite been India's day in Ranchi. Ranchi में आज इंग्लैंड के स्पिनर्स हावी रहे भारत के बल्लेबाजों पर। शोएब बशीर के 4 विकेट हॉल ने इंडिया को डाल दिया एक पेचीदा सिचुएशन में। इंडिया 219 for 7 at stumps in Ranchi. We've got Nagraj Golapudi here. Welcome to Follow the Blues live. Nagraj, good afternoon to you in the UK. Tough day for India, but before we come to that, we want to focus on something positive. And Sachin Tendulkar, he's been having quite a time in Jammu and Kashmir. And here he is with specially able cricketer Aamir Hussain, and he's been making his day.
कैसे हो सर? कैसे हो? ठीक हो? गुड गुड, आ जाओ बैठो। क्या चल रहा है तुम्हारा?
सर अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह खेल रहे हैं सर क्रिकेट।
खेल रहे हो?
जी सर।
चौका
आज
कितने मारे?
मैं जी सर बिल्कुल सर, आज मुझे इतनी खुशी मिल गई सर, जैसे मुझे पता चला सर आ रहे हैं।
आपका जब वीडियो देखा मैंने कहा कि मुझे मिलना ही है, एक ना एक दिन मिलना ही है।
जिंदगी में उम्मीद नहीं हारी सर, और ये सोचा, ये मान के मैं चला कि नहीं, मुझे जो ख्वाब है वो मुझे पूरा करना है। धीरे 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 करके जैसे सीखा, फिर मैं कॉलेज पहुंचा, गेट के पैरा क्रिकेट टीम में आया।
हाँ।
तो वहाँ से फिर 2013 में मैंने पहला जो नेशनल खेला। लेकिन आज मैं जहाँ मैं हूँ सर, वो सर आपके कारण से, और इसका मेरा इंस्पिरेशन सबसे ज्यादा वो सचिन सर ही रहा है सर, वो है सर। सर आज
आपने जो काम करके दिखाया है वो कोई नहीं कर पाएगा, इसलिए मैंने पूछा कि आपकी उम्र क्या थी उस टाइम। आपकी उम्र 8 थी आपने बताया, तो 8 साल के बच्चे को इतने चैलेंजेस, इतना बड़ा सदमा, मेंटल जो एक ट्रॉमा होता है, और उसको ओवरकम करना और लाइफ में आगे जाके दूसरों के लिए इंस्पिरेशन बनना, ये बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट है। शायद आप जानते नहीं कि आपने क्या किया है। अरे
बोलो सर।
बैठो बैठो, यहीं पे बैठो और इस तरफ देखो नहीं, मैं कुछ करने वाला हूँ तो वहीं पे ठहरो। ये शायद आपको पसंद है। हमने लिखा है तो आमिर द रियल हीरो कीप इंस्पायरिंग। आप रियल हीरो हो। अभी मुझे आपका कैसा स्टांस है सब कुछ दिखाओ जरा, मैं भी कोशिश करूँ। चलो
ये बैट ऐसे रहता है,
बिल्कुल
ऐसे करता हूँ, ऐसे, और यहाँ ये सर।
सुपर।
इसे आप
बिल्कुल। चलो हम दोनों एक टाइम फॉरवर्ड डिफेंस करते हैं।
कि मेरी वाइफ और मेरा जो बेटा है वो भी आए हुए हैं।
यहाँ पे बोला है?
हाँ सर।
हमें बहुत खुशी है कि आज हम मिल पाते।
जैसे मैं हम ख्वाब देख सचिन
आपको बोले कि मन लगा के खेलिए और एंजॉय करें। आप ही आओ, तुम मेरे साथ
सर के साथ
यहाँ पे।
20-25 सालों तक जब वो खेल रहे थे तब तो सबका दिल जीतते ही थे, लेकिन अब तक मास्टर ब्लास्टर का दिल जीतने का सिलसिला बरकरार है। रोहन, just such heartwarming visuals to see these.
Yeah, and a great story of Aamir Hussain Lone also, na? How he lost both his arms in the accident at the age of 7. लेकिन उसके बाद ये जिस तरह से ये अनंतनाग के जो रेसिडेंट है, उन्होंने कहा था एक महीने पहले उन्होंने जब वीडियो अपना उनका वायरल हुआ था, उन्होंने कहा कि उनका ड्रीम है सचिन को मिलना है, और इट्स अमेजिंग हाउ थिंग्स कैन टर्न अराउंड. A month later you have Sachin Tendulkar himself coming and meeting him. Absolutely inspiring story the way आमिर जिस तरह से कोशिश करे क्रिकेट खेलने की, और जो सचिन ने जाके जो उन्हें प्रोत्साहन दी है ना, अमेजिंग टू सी दैट.
Now that's such a heartwarming sight to see. We've seen the master himself was enjoying his own cricket in Gulmarg. That clip had gone viral, and now there's this as well.
Yeah, it's great that the likes of Aamir kind of people can meet their heroes and idols in flesh, because these are the people, these are the fans that make sport and life more and more interesting and touching. And it's really nice that whoever organized this, and the reason that Tendulkar went there possibly to kind of take that time out, spend, and it will stay not just for Aamir but for several thousand people others who follow the game and sport, that such inspiration is necessary. So clearly, really nice gesture.
Yes, that is easily visual to make up for all of our days. Follow the Blues के viewers के लिए आज वैसे जो टेस्ट मैच दिन था वो उतना आसान नहीं रहा, क्योंकि इंडिया को इंग्लैंड ने काफी दिक्कत में डाल दिया है रांची टेस्ट के दूसरे दिन के एंड पर. At stumps India 219 for 7. दिन की शुरुआत इंग्लैंड ने की थी, वो थे 302 पर 7. इंडिया ने ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगाया उनको ऑल आउट करने में. 353 पर इंग्लैंड की पारी सिमटी. आखिरी 3 विकेट से 6 रन के लिए गिरे. इंडिया ने लंच के पहले बनाए थे 34 रन, 1 विकेट गवाकर. रोहित शर्मा जल्दी चले गए थे. दूसरे सेशन में यशस्वी जायसवाल और शुभमन गिल की साझेदारी वाज द हाईलाइट, लेकिन तब शोएब बशीर ने विकेट लेना शुरू किया और वो विकेट का सिलसिला दिन भर जारी रहा. And eventually India could only manage 219 for 7. It has taken a 42-run unbeaten stand between Dhruv Jurel and Kuldeep Yadav to take India here. रोहन, शोएब बशीर ने honestly इंग्लैंड के लिए 2-2 के चांसेस बहुत बढ़ा दिए हैं इस दूसरे दिन.
Yeah man, and it was sort of हम actually कल बात ही कर रहे थे कि कहीं ना कहीं anyways a lot of runs have been scored, क्योंकि आपने जब इंग्लैंड को 5 विकेट 112 पे लंच पे रोक दिया था पहले दिन के खेल में, उसके बाद जिस तरह से जो रूट ने बल्लेबाजी की है, somehow you needed someone from India to replicate the kind of innings which Joe Root did, but clearly ऐसे नजर आ रहा है कि conditions are different. But the way Shoaib Bashir bowled, in fact I was looking at the stats, how 90% of his bowling have been on the spot जहां पर इस पिच पर करनी चाहिए थी. दूसरी बात ये थी कि जिस तरह से वो पेस से बॉलिंग कर रहे थे, at the pace at which he was bowling, कंसिडरिंग कि उनकी हाइट इतनी है, तो उस हाइट से उस पेस से इस विकेट पर जो गेंदबाजी हो रही थी ऑब्वियसली अनइवन था, बट द फैक्ट दैट ही वाज एबल टू डू इट, एंड समवेयर प्रॉब्ली ही हैज आल्सो बोल्ड द लॉन्गेस्ट स्पेल बाय अ स्पिनर इन द रीसेंट टाइम्स. जिस तरह से उन्होंने वो गेंदबाजी की, काफ़ी टाइम के बाद देखा गया कि एक गेंदबाज इतने समय तक जो है लगातार गेंदबाजी भारत में करता रहा है.
Yeah, Nagraj, just to add to Rohan's point, he went 31 overs non-stop. He's bowled 32 overs, of which 31 were non-stop, only stopped by intervals. And even then, that change was only to change his ends. To then have the level of consistency that Rohan spoke about, to be pitching, landing the ball where he needs to, you can't stress enough on the fact that this is someone who had barely played 6 or 7 first-class games before this. This is the first 4 of his entire professional career.
Yeah, it speaks volumes of what the promise that the England think tank put, and when questions were raised about who's this person, who's Shoaib Bashir, who's this tall 6 foot plus 6 foot 2-3 inches or 4 inches tall off spinner who has barely played less than a handful of first class matches at that level, who no one knows anything about. But then the only thing we knew about was when ECB's managing director said that the selection was based on the release point, and today you come to know what that release point they're talking about. This is the vision of what good selection is all about, and Bashir is a fine example. He came out, he played that. I mean, of course, the pitch, as Rohan said, was more than uneven bounce. It had low bounce. Everyone was excited, and the cracks in the pitch became the talk of not just the town, the talk of the cricketing ecosystem between India and England and media, etc. Everywhere, people postulating about what exactly how this is going to turn out, this kind of a pitch. But Bashir didn't pay attention to all that. What he paid attention to is the line. This was very important to this, more than the length, the line also. And if you look at we don't have the exact figures right now. I should have, sorry, pardon my laziness. I should have done my homework in a way. The line that he bowled at was so good that it not only challenged, the batters were challenged in coming. He was drawing the batters outside. The wickets that he took, he was just not pitching on the cracks. He was asking the batter to kind of push at him. Look at the Shubman Gill wicket. Look at the Ravindra Jadeja wicket. Ravindra Jadeja was completely, I think, bamboozled by the cracks. And if you look at his aggression to start with, and then he kind of gets beaten by a forward defensive kind of prod that is easily on it's a spinner's easy wicket for a spinner. Then you have, who else did he get? Yashasvi Jaiswal, the top batter. So it's clear that Bashir's accuracy and his discipline was asking the batters. He was silenced. He was not giving easy runs. I think there was only one over where Jaiswal stepped out to hit him for 2 fours. I was looking at it between lunch. In fact, if we can talk about that segment between tea in the last session, the first hour, barely any runs got scored. There were wicket maidens, consecutive maidens. There was one over where there was 9 runs, and other than that, there was nothing. So it's Bashir. I mean, I don't know how he bowled 31 overs, but really hats off to him to kind of create a really engrossing contest between bat and ball.
बिल्कुल लाजवाब गेंदबाजी शोएब बशीर के द्वारा, एंड इनफैक्ट दोनों इंग्लैंड के स्पिनर्स अगर बशीर और हार्टली के फिगर्स जोड़ ले तो 6 विकेट्स बिटवीन देम फॉर 151 विकेट्स एंड दैट फॉर 151 रन्स, एंड दैट कंटिन्यूज अ ट्रेंड व्हिच हैज फॉलोड इन दिस सीरीज. इंग्लैंड के स्पिनर्स ने अब इस सीरीज में 46 विकेट्स चटकाए हैं. भारत ने 46 विकेट्स गंवाए हैं टू इंग्लैंड स्पिनर्स. अब यहाँ पे it's not just about the number of wickets, it also becomes important to highlight कि ये England have come with one of the most inexperienced spin bowling attacks to have played the game. जैक लीड जो उनके ओनली एक्सपीरियंस वाले टेस्ट स्पिनर थे, वो तो पहले टेस्ट में ही इंजर हो गए थे. उसके बाद से द वर्कलोड हैज बीन कैरीड बाय टॉम हार्टली, शोएब बशीर, रेहान अहमद एंड रोहन. इन तीनों का इस सीरीज के पहले दे हैड अ कंबाइंड एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ 1 टेस्ट मैच. फॉर देम टू हैव दिस काइंड ऑफ इंपैक्ट, ये बेहद काबिल तारीफ है.
It is, and if you look at it till now, Jasprit Bumrah जो है लीडिंग विकेट टेकर थे इस सीरीज में, एंड ही हैज बीन सरपास्ड बाय टॉम हार्टली. ऑब्वियसली 18 विकेट उनके हो गए हैं. देखा जाए तो स्पिनर्स का जो है एक दबदबा रहा है यहाँ पर. बुमराह वाज एन एब्सोल्यूट एक्सेप्शन जिस तरह से वो उन्होंने गेंदबाजी की है. रविंद्र जडेजा क्योंकि अभी भी थर्ड जो है टॉप विकेट टेकर की लिस्ट में है, 16 विकेट्स उन्होंने लिए है. इफ यू लुक एट इट, यस, इंडिया में हम एक्सपेक्ट करते ही है कि स्पिनर्स आके जो है विकेट्स ले, एंड बट द वेरी राइट पॉइंट दैट यू मेड वाज इन टर्म्स ऑफ द इनएक्सपीरियंस ऑफ द इंग्लैंड स्पिनर्स टू कम हियर एंड बोल्ड, व्हिच क्लियरली सेज दैट कि उन्हें एक प्लान दिया गया था. उस प्लान के हिसाब से दे हैव जस्ट बोल्ड, सो दे हैव जस्ट एग्जीक्यूटेड देयर प्लान्स रियली वेल. यही हमें नजर आ रहा है. सीधी बात है कि भारत ने कहीं ना कहीं जो है ना, सवाल आ चुके ऑलरेडी, काफ़ी सारे सवाल सोशल मीडिया पे आ गए हैं. इवन स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड, फॉर्मर इंग्लैंड टेस्ट क्रिकेटर, ही क्वेश्चन व्हाई जसप्रीत बुमराह वाज रेस्टेड. You have gone with that decision. Now it's up to the last 3 Indian wickets, how many runs they put up and how quickly Indian bowlers can come into the picture here. क्योंकि already जो है ये lead जो है इंग्लैंड की अभी काफ़ी है, and India will really, Jurel would really need to do something special in the first session to ensure कि वो जो lead है वो जो कम आ जाए, और Indian spinners will really have to come into the picture really early.
रोहन, आपने बुमराह को रेस्ट करने के डिसीजन की बात की. एक और डिसीजन जिसके बारे पे आई थिंक वी कैन स्ट्रेस अ बिट ऑन इट, नागराज, इज when you dish out this kind of a surface. We knew that this Ranchi surface was going to play some tricks. It didn't as much as we expected on day one, but you could see with the cracks it will go one way. And this is something that has hurt India. इस सीरीज में अब तक पहले 3 टेस्ट में the only big turning surface was Hyderabad. वहाँ पे जो opponent spinners थे, they were able to bridge the gap with the Indian spinners. That's what we had seen in Indore last year as well, जब इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया से हारे थे with Kuhneman and Todd Murphy making an impact. तो ये एक strategically इंडिया की तरफ से एक लैप्स कहा जा सकता है to prepare this kind of surface which allows England to be better.
If you ask Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma, they're going to say that we don't take responsibility for making pitches. We don't tell what kind of pitches we made, and you have to believe them for that. In fact, Dravid, after which was the press conference, Isaac was it or Rajkot? He said that I'm clueless as to how the pitch behaves. I don't understand. Like, I think it was Isaac. He said that I don't understand. Like, I'm told after day 1 it will start spinning, and sometimes I'm told it starts spinning on day 33 and 4, and neither has happened at some point. So he said I'm clueless. So clearly we can't say that conclusively without any. I don't have any evidence to say that India prepared these pitches. But what I do know from people that I have spoken to, Ranchi was always going to be a big challenge for even the curators to make this pitch. Only because, allow me just, I'll try and quickly wrap up, try and put in a nutshell why, is because the Ranchi pitch is predominantly black soil, and a black soil there are different kinds of bind. This is a local black soil apparently, which doesn't mold properly, bind properly with the clay, etc., and so doesn't allow the curator the freedom to make a truly sporting pitch. The only two, if you look at the 2 pitches, the 2 tests that Ranchi has hosted before this test match, they were high-scoring matches. India could have opted for that. India means BCCI could have opted for that, but they obviously want the home advantage, which is spin, and especially in Bumrah's absence, they would have wanted a spin to play a dominant role rather than this. But then, how does the curator make a pitch that is got so many cracks? And the people were excited about the cracks, like I said in my first answer, days before the match. But those cracks, what was interesting yesterday, if you see, the moisture held them together. There was no heavy roller played on it, because the moment you start playing heavy roller, the cracks are going to widen, and they didn't want that to happen. Today also, if you look at it, the cracks are there, but they're not like actually having the big say, and that's going to come from tomorrow, which is going to be fun. At some point from second half tomorrow, even as soon as it starts after the first hour, it's going to have a bigger say. So the pitch, I think England also got distracted by the cracks in the first hour. If you look at it, some of the wickets that fell, Akashdeep of course bowled really well, but I think the response that they had was Joe Root played the best on this pitch. He really showed that this is what, not much experience is obviously there, but he played, in the words of Sanjay Manjrekar, if I have to borrow what he said, was he was reading the lines. We spoke about that. He was reading the lines rather than the lens, and then he was making the decision on whether to play on the front foot or the back foot. Dhruv Jurel, just to finish my answer, Dhruv Jurel today showed that what making use of the feet he played so confidently. Of all the Indian batters I saw, including Jaiswal, I think Jurel played this pitch much better than anybody else.
राजकोट में युवा बल्लेबाजों ने इंडिया की कमबैक करवाई थी. रांची में भी अब ध्रुव जुरेल पर दारोमदार रहेगा. क्या वो डे 3 इंडिया के लिए सिचुएशन थोड़ा सुधार पाएंगे, उस पर हमारी नज़र बनी रहेगी. लेकिन आज एक और बड़ी खबर आ रही है इंडियन क्रिकेट में, विच इज़ दैट रोहन, श्रेयस अय्यर एंड ईशान किशन कुड बी इन सम ट्रबल इफ रिपोर्ट्स आर टू बी बिलीव्ड.
हाँ, जिस तरह से खबरें आ रही है, इट्स इंटरेस्टिंग, बट द वन न्यूज व्हेन इट केम आउट, which actually I was surprised, was when Mumbai started playing their Ranji Trophy game, the quarter-final game, and we saw that Shreyas Iyer जो है उस गेम का हिस्सा नहीं है. गेम का हिस्सा इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा कि वो इंजर्ड है, लेकिन then for the news to actually leak out saying कि नहीं, that NCA स्पोर्ट्स साइंस के जो हेड है उनका जो है लेटर एक लीक हुआ था, and that's been claimed कि KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer is actually fit. He's not unfit. So this is a very interesting thing, and it's good to see कि ये जो है कहीं ना कहीं dictate दिया है, because if you look at the current teams which are playing in Ranji Trophy right now, and look at all the and all the players who are there, सारे players जो IPL खेलने वाले हैं, maximum of those players are actually playing Ranji Trophy right now. So this is in a way it's a good diktat. But my only worry again, I mean this is something which I mentioned, इसके पहले भी मैं mention कर चुका हूँ कि जो भारत का रणजी ट्रॉफी का जो शेड्यूल है ना, जो फाइनल खेला जाना है, फाइनल खेला जाएगा. I'm just checking. The final is going to be played. Semi-final is on the 2nd of March. रणजी ट्रॉफी का जो फाइनल है इट्स गोइंग टू बी ऑन द 10th of March 2024. एंड उसमें अगर एमपी जैसी टीम क्वालिफाई हो रही है, मुंबई जैसी टीम क्वालिफाई हो रही है, जिसमें काफ़ी सारे आईपीएल प्लेयर्स हैं, तो वो क्या चूज़ करने वाले हैं? विल दे गो एंड प्ले एंड प्रिपेयर फॉर द कैंप्स विच विल ऑल स्टार्ट बाय दैट टाइम? एंड स्पेशली अगर मुंबई भी क्वालिफाई हो जाती है तो किस तरह से जो है मुंबई के जो सारे प्लेयर्स हैं, खासकर जो अभी खेल रहे हैं टेस्ट मैच, ऑब्वियसली टेस्ट मैच 11 तारीख को ख़त्म होता है मार्च को, तो दे वोंट बी अवेलेबल, बट will till that time will Shreyas be fit if Mumbai qualifies? So quite a few questions.
Now, Nagraj, if
go ahead, Nagraj.
Yeah, good. I guess the only thing I can say for this contract issue is that whatever the speculation is about whether they will be demoted or the contracts will be cancelled for them is the contracts are given retrospectively for BCCI. Don't ask me why. The contract period would be from October 1, 2020. What is it? October 1, 2023 to September 2020.
Last year they came out in March. They were declared in March.
Yeah. So it's been that. So I don't understand. These players have already played 3-4 matches or whatever the numbers. Shreyas is in grade B, which is for 3 crores annual retainer, and Ishan Kishan is in grade C with 1 crore retainer. So what does it mean, like demoting? Are you going to cancel that? You can't cancel that. You already had given them, placed them in this. So really, I don't think we should get carried away by these kind of reports. But yes, I would think that knowing the system, there's a lot that not is said, and which is what for several years all of us in the media and some of the experts who have followed have asked BCCI for more and more transparency. It's simple that if Shreyas Iyer clearly was kind of dropped from the last 3 tests of the ongoing England series, it could have been clearly mentioned that he was dropped, not rested, or on fitness grounds or something. So remove that cloud of uncertainty, and then when you see Shreyas Iyer doing brand whatever the shoots, etc., the fans obviously on social media are wondering what the hell is happening here. These players are actually doing all kinds of activities, and why are they not playing Ranji Trophy? But whereas in the background, it could be that the BCCI medical staff or somebody or the players have spoken to the selectors and said that I want a break for this and I'm going to go and play. So, but this also challenges what Jay Shah, the BCCI secretary, said, that we are actually sending what do you call it? The guideline or the letter which was sent, which we spoke about last week, which was sent to all the contracted players and players in the targeted pool, that look, you cannot put IPL ahead of your normal cricket, including domestic cricket. So this is a question now for BCCI. It's in BCCI's court.
Yeah, lots of questions for BCCI, lots of questions for Indian cricket to tackle. We will hope that I like that one suggestion you slipped in the middle. We will hope that the suggestions of well-minded journalists do reach the powers that be, Nagraj. That would be a glorious day for everyone involved. इस खबर में आगे क्या होता है उस पर हमारी नज़र बनी रहेगी. For that we will be tracking Follow the Blues, but उससे ज़्यादा रांची में क्या कल इंडियन टीम वापसी कर पाएगी? 5 बजे डेज प्ले के बाद. Be sure to join us. Thank you Rohan, thank you Nagraj. Viewers, please be back with us at 5 p.m. tomorrow evening.